Hello. Today we'll be going over some essential facets to have in your dash. So one of them is the world switcher, which lets you quickly swap between different worlds. This one's from Probable Prime. And the other facet is a reversible mirror, which it's local to you, and it shows behind you and in front of you. And this one's from Holy's folder. So, straight into it. All of these facets can be found under the Neos Essentials folder, which you should have access to. If you've deleted it, I'll put a link for it into the description. But under there, it's under the starter pack, then community folders. And we'll start with the mirror. So in Holy's creation, Holy's list of facets. And then we're going to spawn out the reversible mirror facet. Now, we can't do anything with this at the moment. We have to save it back to our inventory. So I'm just going to go to the root of my inventory and save what I'm holding. I would recommend putting it into a folder or something. Once it's there, we click on it, and I would delete this one so you don't get confused, because we're going to spawn another one out, but this one is the one that we can use because it will be spawned out into user space. So click on it once, and these new icons will show up. We want the arrow escaping a box. We spawn that. And this should spawn somewhere around you. You might have to look around, but it's right in front of me. This is now in user space. No one else in the world could see this. So now that we've got that out, we're going to go back to our dash, going to go to the home tab, and it will be easier if I hold it in my hand, then open the dash. Now, we're going to have to go into edit mode for the dash. To do that, there's a button on each of your controllers to open this dash. Normally it's the same one. On the index, it's the bottom button. So we're going to hold the menu button or the dash button on one controller, then double tap it on the other controller. And the grid should show up and it should say turn off edit mode. With this mirror, all you have to do is point somewhere where there is space. I'm going to put it down over here. Let go. Let's spawn the mirror. Turn off edit mode. That mirror is now saved to our dash. And when we go to it, hello. And you can click on it and it will look behind you. Right. Mirror's out of the way. Let's look at the world switcher, which makes it a lot easier to swap between all the worlds you're in and also close them. To do that, we're going to go back to the Neos Essentials folder. We're going to go back to the starter pack, then community folders, probable primes folder. Now, this was in the first folder we looked at, but I'm going to go to the source for this. So probable primes folder, facets, world browsing, and we want the worlds you're in facet. Again, we're going to double click to spawn it out. And it will just look like this at the moment, but that's okay, because we're going to go back to our inventory. Again, I would make a folder or something so it's more organized. I'm just going to context wheel, save this one, then I'm going to destroy it. Then in my inventory, there it is. Again, one click with your trigger, and these will now change. We want the escaping arrow box, and this is now in user space, and it's picked up all the worlds I'm in. So we're going to grab this again, bring up the dash, go back to the home tab, and I'm going to let it go because there's not a lot of space in my dash at the moment to put this somewhere useful. Normally, I've tried to make my dash look like a new dash, roughly as close as possible, but by default, this user controller guide takes up most of it. So we're going to move that around and then add this one in. So hold one of the dash menu buttons, then double tap the other one. We're back in edit mode. To rearrange an existing facet, we just side grip, and I'm gonna keep this because I keep forgetting the desktop controls. So what I'm doing is I've held down the front trigger and I've started dragging a box. And once it turns green and I'm happy with the size, let it go. That's now there. Now I'm going to grab the worlds I'm in Facet, and exactly the same thing, though it does have a snapping feature, which I'm just going to use. So I'm happy with that. You could drag it out like we did that one, but I'm happy with it taking up most of my dash because I use this a lot. Front click, it's there. Turn off UI edit mode. Now I'm going to quickly go over how this facet works. So these are all the worlds you're in. It shows you which ones you're hosting with the crown. And if you want to swap between the worlds, all we do is click on one. And there's Electronus. There's my home. And we're back to the workshop. To leave a world, if you're not hosting the world, as soon as you hit this, well, not as soon as it will say leave world, you hit leave, you've left that world. However, if you're hosting a world and you hit this, it'll ask you, do you want to save the changes, save as, or discard? Save will keep everything that you've done to the world, like the current world, and save it. Save as will actually spawn out this orb, and then you can save another version of that world. Helpful if you want to have like multiple versions of the same world. I want neither of that. I haven't done anything to this world that I want to save, so I'm going to discard changes, and now I'm out of that world. And that covers adding the worlds you're in Facet and the mirror. Thank you for watching, and remember, good luck, we're all counting on you.